It's the most important meal of the day, right there. Hi. Mr. Sun has made himself known once again, so this is gonna look weird, but I'll try and film over here as much as possible so that you don't get, like, glare from the sun and, like, weird shadows appearing from my blinds. Yeah. It is what it is. Anyway, foundation review today. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation. Now, I've never tried a base product from Juvia's Place before. I tried their concealer. I like their concealer. But, like, as far as, like, an overall face base product goes, I've never tried one before. I've never tried their matte one. I know a lot of people really, really like it. I never tried it because I have dry skin. And because it's a matte foundation, and matte foundations just really aren't my thing. But they came out with a Radiance one. I was gonna go ahead and read the little blurb here on the side of the box. It is an easy glide foundation for a flawlessly radiant and luminous complexion. Both lightweight and long wear, this weightless, water-resistant formula is made with I'm gonna butcher the name of this. Is that acerola cherries? Where is it? Acerola? Acerola cherries. Or is it acerola? Acerola cherries. And rich in vitamins A and C. This formula comes in a variety of shades with buildable medium coverage that will leave the skin hydrated with a natural glow. I am all for that. Free from paraben oil and cyclopentasiloxane, which is a kind of silicone, I believe. Anyway, there it is. I got mine in the shade 720 Bali, which I think is the second lightest shade available. I got it in what is supposed to be a warm neutral, because my skin is more on the neutral side. So they either had a cool neutral or a warm neutral. I opted for the warm neutral. We'll see how it goes. I got this a while back when ooh, so pretty. When they first released this, I was bing bang boom on their website, adding to cart and ordering it. I've had this for a couple months now, and I just haven't found the right time or the opportunity to do a fairly full day wear test, and test it in the way that I usually like to. So, it says, shake well with cap facing downward. So I'm gonna shake it. It says shake it. I'm following instructions. While I'm shaking this, I will just mention now that when I'm doing a foundation review or a wear test for a base product, I don't use any primers or anything underneath the foundation, and I don't apply setting powders or setting sprays or anything on top of the foundation, because I don't want any other products to potentially interfere with how this will wear on my natural skin. So all I have on right now is just basic skincare and some sunscreen. This is how my face looks without anything on it, just so everyone can see what we're working with. My skin has been pretty good lately, so I don't have any breakouts or anything at the moment. I have a few spots up here. Not sure what that is. And I have some just natural folds underneath my eyes here. Everything always creases there, so we'll see how this does with those. I have a brush, and I have my little pizza slice sponge guy. I usually gravitate towards sponges just in general because I feel more comfortable with sponges, but I'll try the brush. Okay. Ooh, it's a pump. Nice. Oh. Oh. Hello? Well, it's disappointing. It feels like I might just be pumping out air first, so I'm gonna keep going. yeah, it's pumping out all the air first, and then the foundation shall come eventually. Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna start with just the one pump that came out of my hand for now. It's a nice thick formula, look at that. That ain't going anywhere. We'll see what that gets me. I'm going to just spread it out on my hand a little bit. Ooh, it smells kind of tropical, like melony, like melon-y, not melony like a person, like cantaloupe, honeydew. Yeah, it's nice, whatever it is. So I'm gonna take like the tiniest bit on my brush, because if this is anything like the concealer, it's gonna have coverage, baby. Ooh. I'll start with this side of my face so we can. Yep, that's got covered, doesn't it? This, by the way, is the Ultimate Blending Brush by e.l.f. Don't know if that matters, or if anyone cares, but if you do, that's the brush I'm using. Yeah. I can see as I'm starting to blend it, like build it up a little bit, that it's not doing the greatest things ever for my pores, but that's because it has a pretty decent amount of coverage, I think. So when you have that much pigment in a product, if you're not super careful, it can accentuate some stuff. So that's how it looks. This side of my face has the Radiance foundation on it. This side has nothing. Shoot. I don't know if you can see, it is kind of accentuating pores and texture here a little bit, but it's not like clinging to any dry patches that may be on my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and use the brush for the other side of my face and then assess from there. It covered up my dark circle, by the way, pretty well. You can see the difference. So some of the foundation, like the tiniest bit, actually did end up drying on my hand. So I'm just going to pump the tiniest bit more out, just so that I can like match the level of coverage. Like I can tell, I don't know if it's translating on camera, but you can tell that my face is a little more warm toned than my neck. I probably should have gone for the cool neutral one. Oh well. Ta-da! I'm just gonna take my sponge and just pat over it a little bit just to make sure she's really pressed in there. I would be doing this with any foundation that I applied with a brush, by the way. Just to make sure she's really in there. Gotta make sure I get it in there. Get it all the way up in there. Oh yeah. Boy howdy, I tell ya. Does this ever look good? I mean, it's obvious that I'm wearing makeup because it's like a medium buildable coverage. It's got coverage. Because of that level of pigment, it is like it's evident that you're wearing makeup. This is not a foundation that I would classify as subtle, but dang. It feels like it is like it's only been on my entire face for like 2 minutes, and it feels like it has dried down pretty well. It is a pretty decent match considering. No, it's not the foundation's fault that I picked the wrong shade. Or the wrong undertone, I guess. But yeah, it's feeling and looking pretty darn good. It does feel really lightweight, like it doesn't feel drying. You can still see my skin is a little shiny. I don't look like the moisture has been sucked out of me. Anywho, enough rambling. This is how my face is looking. Here, I'll close up for you. It hasn't really creased that much in my eye folds yet, or my smile lines, or my forehead wrinkles. Let's hope it stays that way. But yeah, it's looking pretty darn good. So it is currently 12:18 p.m. It's just afternoon. I'll be wearing this foundation on my face all day. If anything interesting happens or anything that I feel I need to comment on, I'll definitely let you guys know. Otherwise, I will see you tonight. Okay, it is almost 7 p.m. now. I'm just about to take the dog for a walk, and I thought I would check my foundation quickly in the mirror, and it could look better, honestly. I do see a lot of texture. Some of that is unavoidable, but some of that is being accentuated by the foundation. My face, about 5 hours into the wear test, my face did start to feel a little dry, like the skin on my face. To the touch, it doesn't feel dry, but like the actual skin on my face does feel like it's a little dry, like it's starting to feel a little tight. Coverage is still there, coverage is still impressive, but it's just, you see around here, it's kind of accentuating pores and texture around my nose. I haven't really had a problem with creasing at all though, so the longevity of the product is looking great so far. I'm gonna wear it for a couple more hours and take the dog for a walk, and I'll check back in later. Good evening. It is 10:50 p.m. right now. So the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Radiance Foundation has been on this face for a bit over 10 hours now. And here's how it's looking on camera right now with like my little ring light. It actually looks pretty good, honestly. When I look at it in my mirror, I can obviously see little spots where it's like worn off around my nose, a couple spots around here from when I was eating dinner. I can still tell that it's just emphasizing pores and texture on either side of my nose here, where my pores are just naturally larger. So it's not exactly doing these areas any favors. It's not my favorite, but I don't have that many complaints considering what I've put it through. I guess. Like, you can see my face is shiny. There is definitely a radiance and luminosity to my skin still. However, my face skin underneath, like, it does feel a little bit dry. Just like I mentioned earlier. It's nothing horrible though. It's really not that bad, considering. I can touch my face and don't need to worry about anything smearing off. If I ran my finger across my face, something would probably happen, but you wouldn't typically do that. I did notice that I have a little patch here of skin that's on my cheek that's a bit drier. It did emphasize this area a little bit, but you would have to get up pretty close to my face in order to notice that, so it's not a big deal. Surprisingly, I never had much of an issue with creasing. I had the tiniest bit of minor creasing under my eyeballs, but my forehead still looks pretty good. My smile lines, pretty good. I don't really know what else to add, honestly. It's not my favorite. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh my goodness, it's the best makeup, it's the best foundation I've ever tried out over my entire life. Run out and get it right now. It's not bad. It did its job. It did its job very well. It did what it advertised it was gonna do. It is very lightweight. I didn't feel like I was wearing a mask all day. I forgot it was on my face for a little while. So it's definitely lightweight. Their shade range is amazing, as Juvia's Place always is. It did not disappoint me, hardly at all. Just a couple minor complaints, but overall, it's a pretty good foundation. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big old thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. It would really help me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Like, that could fool you into thinking that those are real books. I'm just gonna square with you right now. They're not real books. It's a tapestry that I stuck onto my wardrobe with packing tape. I forgot I was recording. I've just been talking to myself for like 2 minutes. I'm an idiot. Alright. Just gonna blend the edges around my jaw. Just in case.